What's up guys, welcome to The Other Refinement. Today's video we're going to talk about which items to buy and where to sell them. This is the second week we've been doing videos with Les. It's been super awesome. I'm going to address a question everyone's been asking about, which is like my upper body apparently is better. So I just want to address that real quick. It's because in the last year I've been doing upper body workouts. So like I never miss leg day. I'm like a leg guy, but in the last year I've been consistent with the upper body. So I'm glad you noticed, but you're here to figure out what sells. So we have all these things, right? So last week we kind of did a version of reseller hot or not. I was talking about what items are good or bad. And one thing we found out from going to thrifting and Goodwill bins is that items are really seasonal. So you might buy something really cool, like this Aztec print Zara jacket that Les found. Really cool, keywords pop up. Somebody was asking $70 for this jacket. Currently though, in the dead of summer, this is not gonna sell really for that much, if at all, right? So this is something maybe you need to wait till the winter time to sell. And honestly, something like this, even at $10, might not sell right now. We're adding consignment on our route. They would most likely not take this, even though it's cute, on style, on trend, great condition, no stains. They probably wouldn't take it. Also, you can see there's some wear on the collar, but the item is super clean. Generally, when I see stuff like this, I think the previous owner took care of it, but they just used it too much or they got sick of it. Even for me, there are clothes I've had for so long that are in perfect condition. I just want something new. It could be something like this. Those are great items to find. And sometimes they're like 10 seasons old, but still might sell really quickly. So important to realize that if you need money right now, you have to buy items that will sell right now. Les found these BDG shorts, which are size 27, which is a women's size 4. They're cool. They're just like a light wash mom high-rise denim short. Extremely on trend. I would be really surprised if we go to a couple consignment shops and they don't pay her $6 to $7 for this, and she could resell this online for 10 to 20, depending on what platform, maybe even more on like Depop or Poshmark because it's trendy. It's just so on trend right now in the summer. People are looking for this style. If you walk around in the streets or the mall, you'll see people wearing this. So this is a good find. If you are desperate for money, this type of thing will sell on pretty much any website because it's on trend. This shirt, this is a cool brand, Ermenegilda Zegna. This is a modern tag. A lot of Zegna you find in the wild has older tags, which you guys can Google Zegna tags and you'll see the older ones. This one doesn't have any sweat issues. There's no button damage. There's no missing buttons. You can see towards the top there's a little bit of wear, but overall good condition. This person probably worked in an air-conditioned office because there's no sweat and they kind of just wore it out, wanted something different. But in my opinion, this still sells for 15 or more if you find a guy who's into brands. But as a normal shirt, there's nothing special on this print, or it's just a normal check pattern. So it's not necessarily a cool pattern like the next shirt. It's just a good brand. This next shirt is Cinch, which is a Western wear shirt. Much better design. It's cool. It's multicolor. It's got a different color inside, like a contrast interior. That's the Cinch logo. It's known for like Western wear. I always wonder why people donated it. There's some stains here. So you could soak your clothes in like OxiClean to try to get that out, because this shirt might sell for $0 with the stain, and it might sell for $24 without the stain. So people are really picky. It's important to do that. I also saw that Les got something for herself, little personal find, which is good because when you're thrifting, you can find stuff that you wear for yourself for really, really cheap. I think that I like paying full price for items, as weird as that sounds, because I like supporting entrepreneurs, but I also like a deal. I like both. Like if you can give me a good reason to pay $400 for your thing, then I'll buy it from you. But otherwise, that same $400 thing I know is $10 at Goodwill later. Reformation is the brand that Les sold on Depop.
Yes.
So she already sold an item. It was a pair of Reformation shorts. What was the size?
26.
26, yes. So size 2. So even though 26 is normally not a good size, this is an on-trend brand. And somebody had offered 20 on Poshmark too. We just, or they offered 16 or something and we counter-offered. But really popular brand, really easy to find. It's kind of understated. Like I don't see this on any of the Goodwill lists. Maybe they don't know. They will know, but this looks a lot like the Acne text font as well. But it's good to understand what you're looking for. And it's interesting because all of these items that we've gone over sell differently in person, online, on Poshmark, on Depop. They can be styled differently. And you can also see in this Reformation jeans, there's a little bit of damage on the waistline. from this person maybe was a size 6, but they're wearing a size 4. Maybe they stretched this out, or maybe they just wore it a lot over time and it loses elasticity. So a lot of people will donate clothing because they don't fit right. Little Free People dress. This is ribbed.
Super cute.
Sleeveless, really on trend, really comfortable, really lightweight. I might use lightweight as the key word on this, but I'm thinking about what item to buy, what price. Les got a killer deal. She got 20 items for $12.
Yep.
That is crazy. That's what you get shopping at the Goodwill bins.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good price. So here's a shirt that I think you guys can tell, but this is Tinkerbell Disney shirt with the Disney Resort tag. You have to remember every single Disney item has a different tag and they're more valuable. Disney Park versus Resort versus one that's sold at Walmart. All the tags are different. So ones are more valuable than another. And this is really cool embroidery on the back, and the tink is kind of a play off of the pink Victoria's Secret style shirt.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of trendy. Like people will be like, oh, I recognize that. If they saw this part, they might think it's just Victoria's Secret. They wouldn't know, except for the coloring is not the same, right? It's normally pink or bedazzled or like white or black. This one is really fun. I think people would like this, would enjoy it. But again, if you took it to the consignment shop, they might pass. It is hot right now. I don't know who's buying this blue hoodie in California. 117 degrees where she's from.
Yeah.
That's way too hot. Figura and Flower, I know of this brand, but I haven't sold it before. If you find something cool like this, especially when you're thrifting, put it in the cart, look it up later. I think this will probably sell well. At a consignment shop, it should also sell. Very on trend, lightweight, floral and flowy. So good stuff. This is an older Lucky Brand tag. I'd say not quite Y2K, but this is not on trend. This pair of jeans would be hard to sell in general, online, at the store. It is cute. So maybe if they were looking, like this one has been styled a little bit. The cuffs are rolled up, but overall, in my opinion, Lucky has a slower sell-through rate online. So if you go to consignment, you find the right person, they would buy this, but this is there's too much other stuff. I feel like they might pass on this, and also size 0.
Yeah.
Harder, so skinnier lady, a little bit more difficult. For Lucky, you might make rules for yourself like size 10 or bigger, just so it fits more the average person. Eaton, very cool, high-end brand. Eaton is just, it's like, it is higher than Zegna, in my opinion. Eaton is higher. Charvet is a really good brand. Maybe we can put the tag of Charvet up here. Charvet is a really good shirt. It was one of the first shirts I bought that sold for over 50.
Wow.
But Eaton is really good. This one has contrast buttons. It probably has a contrast cuff. It doesn't. Sometimes it has a contrast cuff too, meaning the inside's a different color. And I might use the keyword micro check here because the pattern has little tiny squares on it. Maybe hard to see, but it's like these subtle things, like this little slight color difference right here. This is why this shirt's $250 and a regular shirt's like $50. Brandy Melville, really cute. This is one size fits all, so you could put OS in the title. There's a lot of stuff like this out there. Brandy Melville sells well, very popular.
Yeah.
If you go to the mall, it's one of the few stores that has people in it. So Brandy Melville is solid. This one's funny, All-Star Dad. Maybe I'll keep this for myself. I just got a pair of New Balance 990s, another keyword for you guys. Because I'm entering in the dad club. I'm thinking about getting a grill out here for everybody. And I'll wear my Nike Air Monarchs and we'll get a little lawn here for me to mow. This one is Abercrombie & Fitch, size large, very cute. Abercrombie, Hollister, all in style right now. Y2K, I remember in high school, for me, you guys are young, but I'm old. So when I was in high school, this is like $80 at the store.
Yeah.
And like everybody wanted it and they pumped the perfume out the door.
Yeah.
It was so hot.
No, it's still like that.
It's still like that, but it's not, it wasn't as crazy as when I was a kid. And like, when I was a kid, Lucky Brand and Quicksilver were like fire. They were so hot. Now they're just okay, but Abercrombie is back. Quicksilver and Lucky Brand are not back. They're still they're just okay. Velvet, Les found some keywords online that were related to Anthropologie. I don't know if Velvet is an Anthropologie sub-brand. It might be, it might not be, but you can use that word as keyword spamming. I don't recommend keyword spamming, but everybody sort of does it anyway to try to bring in more people. You can get in trouble because Anthropologie will get mad at you if it's not really a sub-brand. But this is still cute floral. It's It's still cute, and it's also
Flowy.
flowy, and it's also spring color, in my opinion, although we're in the summer. Current Elliott is a good brand. I like it. This one's kind of interesting because it's a little bit stained,
Yeah.
a little worn. White's hard to keep clean. It's still great though. I think that this is something you could repair if you wanted to.
They are pricey, original.
They are pricey,
Yeah.
almost 150 or higher. Also, this is something that you could upcycle. You could take something like this and this top that Les thought was cute, and you could sew this pattern onto this, and you could charge $80 for customized Current Elliott, and people will like you if you do stuff like that. Especially, it seems like a lot of rework is like floral or lace on top of existing stuff. Pretty common, pretty easy. That's a model that I like because you could charge a lot. A lady bought 80 jeans from me for $2 each. She made them in the shorts, the high-rise ones.
Yeah.
She bedazzled them and she charged like $80. She paid 2 and sold them for 80. This is linen, 100% linen, Anthropologie, great size, in style, cool bottom.
Cute.
So this will keep you cool. It does wrinkle super easily, so this is actually really nice. This is like, maybe this was hung at Goodwill for a while or somewhere before they donated it, because it's pretty wrinkle-free for linen. Linen is hard to keep wrinkle-free. But also some stains on here, be careful. Back to our Zara jacket, and then finally a Banana Republic blouse that this would not sell on eBay really. It's too hard, it's too, but maybe at the local consignment shop they'll give you a couple bucks because this is a classic.
It was cute.
Especially a student might wear it to a more businessy or formal event, right? Or like, I guess you could also wear it to the park, but it's a definitely above t-shirt. One step above t-shirt. So all these items, I've been selling stuff for a long time. There's different audiences that are looking for this, different ages, different styles, different seasons. Back here, we have all this stuff that Les bought because we ended up buying a pallet to just sort of test it. These are items that I think would sell well on Whatnot. They're like not quite good enough for consignment and not good enough for online, but I still think people would want them, especially if there's combined shipping. The one downside is that we've only been doing this for 2 weeks, and look how much stuff Les has built up, potentially that you might have to throw away or redonate again later. So just be very careful. Over here, we also have more stuff that we found that came in the bulk buy. So it was kind of interesting because we have shoes, DVDs, clothing, CDs from just buying a whole bunch of random stuff. And this can build up quickly too. If you had a lot of time, I would recommend, we found like a lot of vintage workwear. Vintage workwear is in style, but a lot of this stuff doesn't have tags. Some of it's modern. We have to go look through this and figure out what stuff's more worth it, which is not. Takes some time, but in the beginning, you have a lot of time and no money. So you're just trying to get as much as you can from different places. That's why we're listing on 4 different platforms. And even though people are like, oh, you say don't cross-list. When you only have 4 items and you have no money and no time, we cross-listed. She sold her first item on Depop. Later down the road, if you focus all your energy on one platform, you'll definitely dominate. Let me give you guys this crazy example. So over here, I'm just gonna give you an example. That is a rack over there with 100 shipments on it, right? To be #1 in the world on Depop, that's what it would look like. Probably just 100 orders a day. To get into the top 10, you only need 10 sales a day. That's how low the bar is to be really good at reselling. We're talking about on this rack. If you sold this many items a day, you'd be in the top 10 on the platform, which is wild. There's literally like billions of pieces of clothing. If you sold this many, you'd be in the top 10 out of 1.6 million sellers, which is ridiculous. That's so crazy. So one more processing that we're doing. She's bringing stuff in from the bins and thrifting. We're putting it on here and inspecting it, learning the brands, figuring out which ones need to be cleaned, which ones need to be soaked in OxyClean, whatever. Put it all up here. You could just turn the camera on and start selling on Whatnot right out the box. Try to get some money back quick. And I think we're gonna add that into her strategy. A little bit of Whatnot, a little bit of consignment, a little bit of eBay, Poshmark, Depop, whatever she wants to do online, whichever one she's most comfortable with. I also find it interesting that she's not sold an item on eBay, Poshmark, or Mercari, but she has on Depop, and she also had a sale on Depop. So I don't know if that's Depop giving her some special zhuzh on her listing because she's already listed before, or that item was just good. But honestly, she had offers on different platforms too.
Because I do have like 40 reviews on Depop.
40 reviews
yeah,
on
it's
Depop,
probably fine.
which helps a lot. So I recommend on eBay, Poshmark. Have you given a love note before on Poshmark?
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, have I reviewed someone?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you review
yeah.
somebody, you actually get a love note given, and a love note received is when you get one when you sell something. And I recommend trying to fill up both of those, like 100 given, 100 received. That means you're active in the Poshmark community, you're buying stuff, reselling stuff. Always important to improve your reputation. It might be because she has 0 sales that people don't trust her yet on buying on a different platform like eBay or Poshmark, but it takes time. You got to start somewhere. She didn't start with 40 sales. She got 40 sales over the last few years just selling stuff around the closet. So
Yeah.
this is very interesting. Anything else you noticed from going this second round, the second week of going? Is it different than our first week going?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like how you said we got the workwear, I wouldn't really have noticed this piece if we didn't have like the workwear talk. And then also just getting items that you don't even know if they're good yet. And then once you're there, just Googling it with like all of these men's tops. I don't really know a lot about like men wear. All of these, I Googled it afterwards and I was like, okay, they're original price pretty expensive, and then so I picked them up.
Just a quick tip, guys, when you guys are Googling something like Free People jeans, this is a good example. This pair of jeans, if you Google it, it'll probably pull up like $200 pair from the actual Free People website. It'll pull up like Macy's $89.99. It'll show a Poshmark listing that's $59.99. What that means is that Poshmark paid money to promote your item on Google. So someone types in this keyword, Free People jeans size 27, Poshmark paid 35 cents or something for that to show up in the search. And they want to sell sort of the more expensive ones, so they'll post an expensive one on Google. If you are searching Free People 27 and you click on it, you might just buy the very first one that you see, but most likely you'll also look at the other Free People size 27 on the website. So what ends up happening is a lot of the items that have high views are the ones that the companies promote, but they don't actually sell. So you need to make sure when you go onto Poshmark or eBay to look at the sold listings and figure out what items sold for. Now, here's another example of something to look out for. This pair of jeans might say solds on Poshmark of $30, 30, 30, 25, 25, 28, 28. That doesn't mean they didn't accept an offer. On Poshmark, it has the listed price as the sold. Same as eBay. They won't actually put the actual sold price on there if somebody made an offer. So just be careful. Just because it looks like it's sold for 30, I actually value this pair of Free People jeans at like $12. Even though really cute, great size, great condition, there's just so many of these online that somebody's gonna accept a lowball offer. That's why people lowball offer, because I guarantee you get this pair of jeans for under $10.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many people who have it, and Free People is sold in so many places. So make sure when you're looking on Google to make sure that you're looking at the right type of thing, because solds are different. Eaton, I'll give another example. This shirt, if it was brand new, you could definitely ask $250 at the store. On eBay, if it was brand new, you'd probably ask 60 to 80. So it's already dropping from 220, 60 to 80 because you're not getting the warranty from Eaton. They'll like repair things for life.
Wow.
You buy it on eBay, they're not repairing it. You have no receipt.
Yeah.
They don't know. Also, it might have a little mustard on it. Now it's worth 10. Person who wears Eaton is not going to wear something with a mustard stain. Just depends on the person. The person who wears Brandy Melville, right? It might be a TV watching professional gamer girl that buys this, and maybe she doesn't care about mustard. I don't know. So it depends. Depends on the customer. Depends on what it's going for. Just remember, the higher the brand, the more pristine the item needs to be. When you're Googling, remember that's only step one of figuring out what the item is worth. So before next week, I actually want Les to give us a couple of things she wants to work on this week. Each week we'll make improvements, and hopefully at the end of this experiment, she'll continue that habit of looking for improvements. So what do you want to work on this week?
This week, I definitely want to work on going to the different consignment shops and seeing really what pieces they are taking, because we haven't even went to San Francisco yet. So over there, they might take a little bit more actually wintry pieces than the ones that we went to here.
It's colder over there.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's interesting. Yeah, and I also learned this week not to be too cocky, because at first when we took my clothes, we got like $200 and I was like, oh, this is amazing. But then I went yesterday and I went to 2 different locations and I only got like 70. But yeah, so next week we're just really gonna focus on making like the path a little bit more clear on what we want to actually do. Right? Yeah.
I agree. So what we're gonna do now is I actually made the schedule. We'll talk about it on the podcast, but I made a schedule for her, and we're gonna keep the schedule for 2 weeks straight to try to learn some more patterns. Right now, it's like you do one thing, that's not a pattern, because literally we've done the same thing for a few days and gotten all different kinds of results.
Yeah.
So before you make any conclusions, we definitely want to do it for 2 weeks. And the first day when she got $200 for her items, it literally blew my mind. I thought there's no way it's going to be like that. I even thought it's only going to be 10% as good as that. So her $68 the second time around, visiting a couple of shops, made more sense to me than 200 in the first store that we went to. That was so unusual to me. So we're gonna be working on trying to figure out a happy medium. It's usually not as bad as you say and not as good as you say. It's right in the middle. So we'll find that happy medium, and that's how I wanna do this experiment. So until next time, guys, we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye.